Hello and welcome to Entirely English. Today we are going to be looking at question structures, three particular types. Now imagine you're at a party and you see somebody with a t-shirt, the logo of a band you like, and you go over to them and say, "You're a fan of this band, isn't it?" And you get that awkward, confused silence.
You're a fan of this band, isn't it?
That cringy silence is the sound of a conversation breaking. Why? Because you used a question tag incorrectly and confused your listener. So let's have a look at the three basic forms of question, because the fix is simple. It's not a matter of memorizing a dictionary or complicated formula. You'll learn to form questions correctly, give perfect short answers, and use question tags to make your conversation flow more naturally. So let's start with the foundation, the correct question form. Two things to consider here, question and statement. Statement is when you say something is a fact, like the sky is blue, I am hungry. Question is when we just turn those first two parts around, the subject and the auxiliary verb. The auxiliary verb being to be or to do. We just flip them. So instead of saying the sky is blue, you say, is the sky blue? Is now a question. Just those first two swapped around. You like Bob Marley and the Wailers. Now, there's no auxiliary verb there, but it is implicit. You could say you do like Bob Marley and the Wailers. The do is not necessary in the sentence. We often use it as an emphasizer, and we'll do emphasis in another video. But you do like Bob Marley would then become, do you like Bob Marley? So in those sentences where there's no auxiliary verb, we use do. Past tense did. Did you like Bob Marley? Okay. So simple formula for questions is you take the subject and the auxiliary verb and swap them around. And for what they call what questions or open questions, where we use the words when, why, where, how, we use the same formula. He likes mushrooms. Does he like mushrooms? Why does he like mushrooms? We just add that word to the beginning. He is leaving. Is he leaving? When is he leaving? Okay, so we just put the W word, the question word at the beginning. Now, with questions, we often use short answers. You can answer a question like a closed question with just yes or no. Do you like Bob Marley and the Wailers? Yes. But it's a bit abrupt. So we extend it. We use a full answer. You could say, do you like Bob Marley and the Wailers? And answer, yes, I do like Bob Marley and the Wailers. But we don't like to repeat things. We like to keep things short and simple. So we cut off that last bit and we just end with the auxiliary verb. Do you like Bob Marley and the Wailers? Yes, I do. And the simple rule to remember is whatever the auxiliary verb is in the question, do or is, use that in the answer. So, is it raining? Yes, it is. Are you going to the concert? Yes, I am. Are becomes am because it's I. Are with you. Are you? I am. Okay? So to sound natural, use the auxiliary and the subject. If the subject is you, use I. If it's he, then use he. Is he a paramedic? Yes, he is. Got it? And the subject and auxiliary verb set stay in the same order because it's not a question. Yes, he is. Not yes, is he. And that tiny detail, just using those short answers, can make you sound more natural, more like a native, and less abrupt than just saying yes or no. Okay, so we talked about open questions and closed questions. Closed questions are ones that just require a yes or no answer. Are you Italian? Yes. But you can open it up and make it friendlier. Yes, I am. And open questions are the ones that require more details. Where are you from? You can't say yes or no to that. You have to say, I am from Oxford. Well, wherever you're from, obviously. Now, to put the final polish on your use of English is to use tag questions. What is a tag question? It's a little question we put at the end of a statement. It serves two purposes. One is to find agreement, or one is to actually ask a question to get information. So they're little short questions put at the end of a statement. Like, he's a doctor, isn't he? You're asking for confirmation. You believe he's a doctor and you want the person you're talking to confirm yes or no. And the main rule of the tag question is so simple. Right, we're following the question structure as we did before. Subject and auxiliary verbs switch around, but the auxiliary verb becomes the opposite. So if the auxiliary verb in the statement is positive, you use a negative auxiliary verb in the tag question. If it's negative, you use a positive. So he is a paramedic, isn't he? Negative, isn't, is, isn't. And again, is that short form? Not he is a paramedic, isn't he a paramedic? Just he is a paramedic, isn't he? It's time we went now, isn't it? And again, we have that missing auxiliary in the statement. When there's no auxiliary, we generally use do, past, present, future, in the tag question. He went to Italy, didn't he? He went, positive, he did go. He went, didn't he? Negative. He didn't go to Italy, did he? Again, negative. And it's just the auxiliary and the subject. Now, some people will tell you in questions, you raise your tone at the end. Do you like chocolate? And it's wrong. It is so wrong. Essentially, native speakers emphasize the word they're very interested in, the one they're actually asking about. Like, you like chocolate? And you like chocolate? You emphasize the word that you're most interested in. You like chocolate. You like chocolate. Liking is the question. You like chocolate. Chocolate of all things. Why not mushrooms? So anybody who tells you have to go up at the end is lying. They're just not a real teacher. And it's the same with tag questions. You've only got the subject and the auxiliary. We went to Barcelona, didn't we? Oftentimes people will tell you to go down at the end, didn't we? Not essential. Especially if it's like a husband and wife. It could be very strong at the end. Like, John, you're going to agree with me. We went to Barcelona, didn't we, John? Yeah. So don't worry about the intonations. You can keep it level and it will sound natural. So let's rewind to that painful party moment we had at the beginning, but doing it correctly. You see the person wearing the T-shirt, Bob Marley and the Wailers, and you go over and you say, that's a great band, isn't it? That is a great band, isn't it? And they'll answer with a smile, yes, it is. They're amazing. And then you can add on another question, a real question. Did you go to their concert last year? And that person will reply with a short answer, yes, I did. And a short question, did you? A short question is it's tagging on to what we said before. So we don't have to say, did you go to the concert last year as well? Just, did you? And then you answer, yes, I did. It was incredible. Or no, I didn't. I was stuck in work. And you've got a conversation going. Nice, flowing conversation.
That's a great band, isn't it?
Yes, it is. They're amazing.
Did you go to their concert last year?
Yes, I did.
Did you? No, I didn't. I was stuck in work.
You see the difference? See how it flows, how there's a rhythm to it. And it's all built on a solid foundation of getting your question right and using question tags. So these are the three keys. 1, nail the question form. You do that by flipping the subject and the auxiliary verb from a statement. You like the band? Do you like the band? You went to the concert last year? Did you go to the concert last year? They are a great band. Are they a great band? Are they? They are. Point 2. Very simple. Give perfect short answers by matching the auxiliary. Subject and auxiliary. Do you have a car? Yes, no. And then subject I, you, he, she, they, it. Did, do, has, is, was. And then the third one, add that native flair with tag questions, using the negative of the auxiliary, same subject. We enjoyed visiting Kiev, didn't we? Just remember that opposite, and you've got it covered. And by mastering those 3 points, you can stop worrying about sounding natural and just enjoy the conversation. If this guide helps you, hitting the like and subscribe buttons are a great way of supporting the channel. And drop a comment below. Let me know which skills you're going to try first. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye.